No one actually cares about you. They don't want to know how you got your 300, how you know the whole stress and everything. The only thing they just want is what? The 300. In quote, your 300 plus. That's just everything they want. But actually, scoring 300 is not something you get by luck. It's actually calculated. Every single process from the first day of preparation, it's something you will actually work towards with what consistency. Now I have 10 tips I'm going to give to you guys. There are more than tips. Actually, if you don't know them, it's a bad thing. But if you know them, and now I urge you to do what? Get your writing material, write them down on your diary so that you will never forget, because you have to work towards it with a long period of time. Anytime you see this video, 1 month to JAMB, 2 months to JAMB, 3 months, it's going to still be useful to you. So stay tuned. Now the first tip is what I call it JAMB registration day 3 to day 6. Now, if you are preparing to write your JAMB, make sure when they start registration, don't register too early and don't register very late or late. Now what do I mean? Register from the 3rd day of the resumption of registration to the 6th day. Make sure your registration fall between this. Why do I say so? If you register early, you are likely to fall under what? You're likely to fall under, maybe if they say we are writing JAMB April what 1st as the first day, you might likely fall under what? The 3rd day, the 4th day, or the 5th day. Actually, the 5th day is already getting bad. Okay, so it's very good that you fall under what? The 2nd day, the 3rd day, and the 4th day. These are 3 days. Why do I say so? Usually in JAMB, the 2nd day the questions are usually easier. The 4th day the question is just moderate. The 5th day the question is like, but it's still moderate. So I will urge you to register early. It's very beneficial. You might think it's just sentiments, but the truth is that it actually works. So I will urge you to do what? Register what? From the 3rd day of registration to the 6th day of registration. Anything after this or too early, too late is kind of bad. Okay. Second stuff is do what? Set out a target. Now you must identify the topics in which you know and the ones you don't know. In the syllabus, the JAMB syllabus, you have to set them out. How do you do that? From all the topics, look for the ones you know, bring them out. The ones you don't know, bring them out. Now the first week of your preparation, you have to what? Use it to do everything, all the ones you know, all together that week. Answer questions on them. After doing this, you will now know if you still know them or you just having it so that you know them. Now, an advice I'm going to give you is not part of the tip. An advice I'm going to give you now is that anytime after reading, don't wait later to answer questions on that topic. Make sure immediately after reading that topic, use the app or whatever anything, just look for questions on that topic. Do all the questions on that topic and let it go. And do on that topic the same thing. Okay? That's also something you should get. Now, thirdly, I call it what? Subjective learning. What is subjective learning? I mean that don't use timetable. It actually limits you. Setting a timetable that I'm going to read so time, I'm going to read so time, and you're preparing for JAMB. It's a wrong idea. Now, cancel what you know as timetable. I know it can be odd for you now. Normal, we normally use timetable. Pay attention. What do I mean by subjective learning? Is what? How you read a subject. Now, how I'm going to advise you to read a subject. Now, you can use a month, which is what? 4 weeks or 30 days to just read one subject. Remember, this video applies to both art and science. Okay? So now, so if you read chemistry in a month, the next month you read what? Physics. The next month you read what? Biology. And you can also read English. Okay, you get it. Or now this one might not favor you depending on when you see this video. Which other method can you use? Now it's quite simple. You use this one. This is the most acceptable, the most efficient. It's using what? One week. 1 week you read chemistry, the other week you read biology, the following week. That's how you share it. Now, if you do it like this without precaution, it's going to be very, very dangerous for you. Why do I say so? Now, if you are setting it out, I'm going to read only chemistry this week. You have to be productive, which means you have to map out the topics you are taking. Now, let's say we are taking 10 topics in chemistry for 7 days, which is what, 1 week. How do we then do it? Now, do you know what you do? You make sure you finish those 10 topics in that 1 week. Now, this can be bad for you if you are using some kind of materials, because imagine you want to finish 10 topics in 7 days. It's kind of odd because it's supposed to be like 1 topic 1 day, that kind of stuff. Now, some materials you might be using you can actually read only 3 topics in a week, so that's unproductivity. Now for JAMB, as I said earlier, nobody cares how you get it, they just want you to get that 300. So now what do? Now this guy is a joy killer. You use this guy to prepare for JAMB. I pity you. You are going to be discouraged a lot. It's a very good material. Idodome is a good one, very famous, in fact has a good reputation. But now in JAMB, nobody cares how you get it. Did you get it? Now it's very advisable to use things like this. Small, portable, very small and portable, right? This is the best material to use. I'm not saying in particular this, I'm saying something like this. The length is very important. Now everything is summarized, everything is pointed, targeting what your JAMB, everything is targeting your JAMB. So with this kind of textbook, you can possibly finish what any, like if it's chemistry concise, biology concise, physics, you can actually finish like 10 topics or more in a week. So you get the point. Use concise. And the fourth one is what? Focus. Subject focusing. Now in your JAMB, you technically don't need the 4 subjects to get 300 plus. Why do I say so? You have 4 subjects. 3 subjects is enough to get your 300 plus. Now don't think it the way we normally think it. 100, I've got my 300. No, that's not the point. Now, what do I mean 3 is enough? Focus your energy on the 3. Now, this can be tricky. You know why I say so? Some subjects, even after focusing on them, they won't give you score. That's subject that gives you score. Now, the first one, trust me, is not biology. The subject that gives you the score the most for science. Art, guys, you know the one you just have to rewrite what I'm saying. But everything is actually, you can relate it with art and science. I'm using science because I'm a science student. Okay, so now physics is the number 1 that gives you what mark. For those of me in art, mathematics is a number 1. You know why? You are very sure. After solving, you are very sure of your answer. So now, if you know it might be hard for people because physics is very hard. Physics is it's not actually hard. Now, you focus all your energy on what? Physics as your number 1 subject, which is going to give you your highest score. In my JAMB, physics was my highest, shockingly. I was even shocked, I was impressed, and it has been proven over and over again that physics always gives marks the most. So focus on physics as your number 1 that you're expecting more marks from it. Secondly, what do you focus on next? Chemistry. Expect mark from chemistry. So we've gotten our 2 major subjects. Remaining how many? Remaining other 2. Now how do we do the other 2? It's biology and chemistry. Biology and English. Now focus on biology. After focusing on these 3, trust me, you're already close to your 300. If you can be able to get physics 80, probably you get more than 80 something or 97. You get your chemistry 80 something. Get your biology, let me say 80. But it's too bad, maybe 3 of them, 1 fell out of the 80 line, you got 75, but some were more than 80. You are still in the line. Now the remaining 1, English doesn't give mark. I'm not going to lie to you, very sincere. I don't know if you've heard it from anybody, but this English never gives mark in JAMB. So try as much as paying attention in class, doing every other thing, but don't focus all your attention that I'm getting on my mark from English, because definitely it's going to disappoint you. Sorry to say. Okay, so let's leave that aside. Now the 5th one is what? Reading every day can be boring. Find what? Physical clique. When I mean physical clique, your friends of study. You need friends who are actually doing the same thing you are doing. How can I get these friends? You can find them anywhere, your neighborhood, your cousins, relative, lecture hall, tutorials, online, whatever, but find the physical people you can get in touch with. Now, you don't just find people because they are doing the same exam. They have to fall into these two categories. Like me, when I wrote my JAMB, I found my physical clique. And this is my physical clique. How we did? They are just two, plus me making us three. And now, this is how you select it. Look for the one that is so intelligent, more intelligent than you. Should be one. You can still find the second one to be more intelligent than you. I don't know. But me, the one I got one that was very intelligent. I got the second one that was like me. We're almost in the same range, though I was a little bit higher than him in knowledge. Now, but this guy, why I found him more interesting than even the one that anytime I ask him the question, he always give me answer. Is that guy a human being or what? I don't know. He's a god. Study God. Okay, now the other guy that I feel that I am more intelligent than. You know why I'm so impressed about him? Anytime he goes home every day after a lecture, this guy picks a topic, he will dissect it in the night. Now that's not the painful part. He will come back the next morning. He wants to torment me. He will ask me, hoping that I must know it. You know that feeling? So I'm getting pressure from him. I'm getting motivated from the guy that is ahead of me. You see the vibes? It's like pressure from all your friends. So you have to meet up. If you have that kind of friend as a physical clique, then you are good to go. You are close to 300. Sixthly, you find what? An online clique. Now you have physical friends. You still need online. Because you can't be going to WhatsApp when you're preparing for JAMB and you're just going there for fun. You have to be going there for learning. How do you do that? Actually, your physical clique can also be your online clique because they're also on social media. But not everybody is used to studying on social media. So if your physical clique are not your online clique, then you have to look for another clique. Online, look for brainstorming, look for somebody online. Now, how did I do it? Actually, my physical clique was also my online clique. Me and my friends, how did we do it? The online clique works like this. Open a group chat, a mini group chat. Don't allow people to flood them. We did it a maximum of 10 members. How were we able to maintain these 10 members? We did what? We actually eliminated 2 people every week. That's crazy. Every week, 2 people leaves the group to maintain that maximum of 10 members. Because you know, JAMB period, everybody wants to move with the trend. Everybody wants to be among those that are serious. But technically, they might not meet up to the requirement. What was the requirement? See the way we did it. Each person, we don't want to give you, today we are studying atomic structure. No, because everybody had what was important to them at that crucial time when you are preparing. So how do they do it? It was very, very simple. Study your own topic. I study my own topic. You study your own. But at the end of the day, it's a daily thing. You must bring 5 questions from the topic you studied. You send it on our group chat, and all of us will attempt it. After attempting it, probably all of us feel good because we will not be reading that aspect that you read. Then you are not the one, which you were the one that brought it. You are not the one to like explain it to us. Isn't that good? That's genius. So like this was what we were doing every day. Now if the group is maximum of what? 10, right? And each of us has to bring 5 questions each. That's 50 questions a day. 50 questions multiplied by 7. Bro, that's a huge one. 50 questions multiplied by 7. A lot you have already achieved up to 300 and something. Now, imagine you did it for a month. 50 questions times 30 days. You've hit like, let me say, 1,000 questions or so. So it has to be consistent daily practice. Now, that's for online click. I've given you an idea. Make sure you work with it. Now, the 7th. Aside from doing all these things I've told you, you must attempt questions. If you don't have a phone, more advantage. You must attempt what? A CBT exam every day with your phone. Download what? All those kind of CBT apps, like let me say, I don't know, my school, me, to be precise, to be more accurate. I actually used Driller. Now the 7th one. Aside everything I've told you, you must do this one using what? UTME apps like what? Driller, my school. But mostly me, I use Driller. I said that was my savior, because I could choose a particular topic I wanted to learn at the moment. So after reading, I can just go to Treasurer, look for that particular topic and solve questions on it. Now, that's if you are learning. But this is the most important thing I want to tell you. Every day, make sure you attempt 180 questions. At least, if you are not the standard, at least let that be your standard. But now, if I'm going to advise you, 180 questions times 2. What do I mean? Every day, answer 180 questions in the morning, answer 180 questions in the evening. Now, if you're a pro, bro, I want to get like 370. Answer like, let me see, 4 times a day. 180 question 4 times, 5 times, whatever, depending on how you feel. Okay, now thirdly, physical tutorial. Now your physical tutorial is very important. You can also do online tutorial and still do physical tutorial. The whole point is that be engaged. Now your physical tutorial can actually help you depend on the stuff I was saying before, like your physical click, your friends that will help you study. You can get it from physical tutorial. So physical tutorial is important. Now the next one, which is what? YouTube tutorials. That's the most important. Like for example, now you are awake at, let me say, 2 a.m, 12 a.m, and you are reading, and you are in a tight spot. You need to ask a question, you need help. The safest spot is what? Go to YouTube, search what you want, and you are going to get it. Everything is on YouTube. Okay, like tutorials like this one and other tutorials which can also help you. It's important. YouTube is important. Okay, now also aside from your YouTube, this can also be helpful, but not everybody can do this, depending on how free you can be. Like me, when I was preparing for my JAMB, I did go for night class. Night class is important. It kind of helps a lot, but now not everybody can go for it. But when I was doing mine, I went with my physical clique, my friends. After lectures, we go home, eat, and the next thing we go for night class. And early in the morning, we return home to eat before we go to lecture. That's kind of, it's not too stressful, but anyways, it's paid out. Now, above all of us know that there is the number one law of retaining something is practice. We have another law, which is the number 2 law. Teach what you learn to retain it in your head. Now, above everything I've told you, it's very important to teach someone. I know you don't want to feel like I too know. He can go and ask another person, but you know it. Since you know, you try to explain. You know why I say so. Try to explain to somebody that doesn't know. It makes you crack your brain. You try to break it down as little as possible, as simple as possible, just to make the person understand. In your process of explaining, you can even have a revelation, a more understanding on what you actually thought you know properly. So it's not a loss. Now finally, everything, I hope you wrote down, everything I actually said from number 1 to number 10 amounts to one thing: consistency. Keeping engaged till the final day of your exam. Now if you do everything and follow all my instructions, I hope you wrote them down so that you don't forget any. You are actually going to amount to 300 plus. No shit, no cap. I said it before, it is actually calculated. Now if you actually see me for the first time, I am Medic Neminium, and actually I'm going to advise you, after learning all this, you came to the end of the video, make sure you give us a like, drop a question, a comment, anything. If you want to know anything, sure, I'm here, I'm going to answer you. And finally, the most important, subscribe. There's more to lose than to gain. Okay, that's also where you can help the channel. As you grow, we also grow. Thank you for watching. Stay blessed.
Hey, your money, your life.
Oh God, no get money.
Customer come now, no pause.
Normally, na to treat the infection, na in cause.
Hello sir, please excuse me. I'm going to Rumokoro and I mistakenly use my transport to play betting. Please, I would like.
Okay, if I give you, go still bet again.
How far, my guy? If you help me with your phone, I flash my number. I lost my phone.
Now, tell them take my guy phone.
Ah, boss, your boy don't know.
Oh, guy, if you want beg, go straight to the point.
Excuse me, bros. Omo, the first 1 or 2 I beg, if you help me.
Oga, me sef dey face 3 and 4. Nobody don help me.